Hi everyone, it's Sarah from the Support Worker Store. Today I want to talk about something really important, and I believe this is so important because this is how we get our NDIS participants and we retain them. And the aim of retaining is showing the quality service that you've got. And this is how I would do it if I wanted to retain people and keep them coming back. So I'm going to talk about, I got a whiteboard ready for you guys. Ready? I'm going to talk about Barry. Yes, this can be Barry. And Barry's come to you, you've done your meet and greet, and Barry wants to go swimming. And he wants to go swimming every Wednesday, and he would like it from the hours of, say, 10 a.m. to 1 o'clock, which is 3 hours. And Barry, he wants to be picked up from his SEAL provider and dropped off as well. He wants to go to the pool, have a swim, have a shower after the swim, go out for lunch, and then get dropped home. Sounds really easy, right? Like it sounds like easy peasy lemon squeezy. But guys, there's much more to this. And this is where it's really important because we're going to talk about delivering a program full of depth. Because it isn't just about this program here, it's more than that. It is making sure that we got our routines in place. So I'm just going to go through this. Let me just get my board up for you. All right. What I want you guys to do, I want you to get a Word document. I want you to get Canva. I want you to get pretty creative. I want you to be in your company's colors, your business. If you're an independent babe, you are a business owner. I want you to put it in what resonates, what makes sense. If it is for our NDIS participant in particular, if it's writing, if it's in a video form, something that they've got that they can relate to, understand, because we want them to understand what's happening next. And then, like, let's just say this swim is going for 12 weeks. What is happening over those 12 weeks? Because we know for swimming, sometimes the pool gets cancelled. Sometimes your supports get cancelled as well because it's on a public holiday and they can't afford it, yeah? They cannot afford it, so that's why they're doing this. So this is what I want you to do. Get your pen and paper out, get your Word document. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. All right, number one. So we know this is Barry. We need to determine on a piece of paper the date, the time, the location. When I say the location, it's not just the SEAL provider. I want you to put down the actual location, where it be like maybe 110 Mac Street, Albert Park. And then we want to put the activity, which is swimming, we know. We want to put the cost of the activity. If we know that every week that Barry needs $10 in his wallet to go swimming and $15 for lunch, we need this written down very clear. So if it's a house, somebody in the house providing care for Barry prior to even turning up, it might be that that's an agency shift person on and they don't have the fine details to make sure they can support Barry to get ready before Barry enters your car. This is really important. We want to make it really simple information. It's not just about Barry, it's making sure that Barry's house, his family members, what we need. Because also when you're going swimming, you also need to bring your bathers, your towel, you change your clothes, your body wash. These are the things that we need to be really make sure that Barry has a really good time. He has all these essentials. So when you're pulling up and you're picking up Barry, I would just go with Barry. Hey, Barry, just checking. Have you got and the following items that he needs to make sure that he, like swimming, whether it's bowling, whether it's going shopping, we have all the necessities before we even leave because we don't want to, drive back and pick up all the belongings. We want to make sure we do it right to begin with at the very first point. Yep. Next, what we're going to do as you're doing this, and it will take you probably like week 1 to 3 to figure out what the actual routine at swimming is. Is it at 10 o'clock you do your pickup, right? So we'll go pick up and 10:15 at the pool. What change room does Barry, is Barry in his bathers or not in his bathers? Does he need assistance in the change room? Which change room is the most accessible for Barry? Because if Barry, does Barry need a sling? Do we need an accessible change room that has a sling for Barry so Barry can enter the water? Is Barry wearing the right appropriate attire to even get into the water? All important stuff, yeah? So we want this routine down pat because once you get enough information to routine, you end up going in autopilot next couple of weeks when it comes to routine because you got it so clear because then Barry knows what's happening. I know, you're like, Sarah, this is a lot. We don't want surprises. Barry doesn't need any surprises about what's happening in swimming. He needs consistency. He needs us to be consistent, to follow routine through, that he knows what's coming next and no surprises for Barry. He knows when he pulls up to the swimming pool that he has to get his $10 note out, wait for the receipt, have it, hello, how you going? Might be a small chit chat. You never know. A lot of the people that, I don't know, maybe a lot of people that I serve are local superheroes. Like, they are popular. I walk down the street, they know them. Like, they don't know me. Like, absolutely. Like, I am definitely the backstage crew in many people's lives, and I'm okay with that. So it might be that when Barry goes to the pool, he might be saying hello to 10 people because he's grown up in the area and he knows everyone. That is a possibility. So it is also, so all right, so let's move on, Sarah. So Barry's paid, he's changed, he's in the pool. Is he allowed to be in the pool for, say, 15 minutes, half an hour, an hour? When he's in the pool, has he got a physio program that he's following? Is it a particular pool? Is he doing laps, or is he in a, like a Sarah lost it. In like a, like, physiotherapy. I've forgotten the name. Oh wow. It's like that heated pool. It's a heated pool that a lot of people do their physiotherapy in. Two different pools. Is Barry allowed, after he's in the pool, to go into the spa? Because we know that some people have got heart conditions that can't go in the spa, yeah? So there's all these little things that we need to know prior to getting into the pool, making sure we have those information, because if Barry is doing physiotherapy, like activities in the pool, have we got a print off that's laminated that we bring into the pool and we follow the routine in the pool? Very, very interesting. Very, very good for the people that we serve, because we want them to be by the time that Barry gets out, is there a particular way that Barry gets out? Like, can he use the steps? Can he use, like, is he getting wheeled in and out of the pool in a pool wheelchair? Is he transferring? These are all, I know that you're like, oh, Sarah, it's just swimming. Well, it's more than just swimming. It's breaking down these activities, because the more we break down these activities, the less likelihood an incident is to occur, because that's what we want. Less incidents, happy customers, yeah? So we're breaking it down and seeing incidents before they happen or occur. So once you get out of the pool, you assist Barry. Does Barry need assistance to have a shower? Can Barry physically assist himself to put the body wash on him? Can he shampoo and condition his hair? Like, these are the information that we need to make sure that we're helping Barry once he leaves the swimming pool to go get lunch, and he looks, appropriate and accessible, and he can go out and have lunch and look, like Barry. At ease. Very important. So then that's the next part. When you get out of the pool and you're out of the pool, you got changed, where are you having lunch? Like, is it having lunch at the pool, or are you going to a food court? What's the deal? Like, there's got to be more to it. So when you're at the food court, does Barry have a meal assist plan? Is there food that we have to stay away with? Is Barry a diabetic? Is there things that we're going to verbally prompt Barry not to do because we do not want, to have a allergic reaction, like if he's dairy free? All valid points. But also, is there communication aids at play? Like, when he's having his meal, is he picking out his Prolo to go? Has he got cards? Is he sign language? What assistance does Barry need? Yeah, I know, like, Sarah, this is actually really in depth when you pull it all apart, but it's very important, because we want our participants to remain with us. We want them to be safe, and we want Barry to feel safe, that we know the cues, what's going on. Now, once you've had lunch, maybe Barry wants to go have a look at his Big W. Go look at Target. Like, these little itsy bitsy things. Is there a routine there or not? And like I said to you, 1 to 3 weeks, you'll probably figure it out. And as Barry's going along, he might tell you as well. So we just roll with it. But if we have some sort of clear routine, what's going on, this helps you. Having it written down will help you, and I'll explain why in a minute. And once we got Barry, he went to Target. He thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind a drink of water at Target, and maybe there was a t-shirt I didn't mind because it had Batman on it, and Barry's a really big Batman fan, so he brought his Batman t-shirt, right? By the time we went back to the car, is Barry transferring in and out of your car? Is your car appropriate for this? I know, lots of questions. Does Barry sit in the front seat of the car or the back seat? Information that we need to make sure that he is having a successful support. Then we drop Barry home, and then we talk with Barry on our handover how Barry went. Like, if Barry would like to have that type of conversation, remember, we don't talk about people in front of people, like, oh yeah, Barry today, yeah, he didn't really like the sandwiches you sent. I don't think he likes that. And we're talking about Barry, like, you need to include Barry in the conversation. I've seen plenty of handovers go wrong, and that's all because I've seen support workers talk about an NDIS participant in front of an NDIS participant, and I can tell you right now, it doesn't sit well with that person. You can see, like, if you watch their body language when you see it, like, out and about, if you see it with your colleagues, watch that person's body language. You'll see them roll their eyes or gaze off, like, not again type of stuff. We don't want that, yeah? Choice and control. We want to make sure that everyone is heard. So once we've done all that, guys, that is just the shift itself, yeah, the person that you're supporting. I want you to go a little bit further. when we're breaking down this, I want to talk about Barry's NDIS goals. And you're probably like, Sarah, what? Yeah, NDIS goals. So every NDIS participant that you serve has an NDIS goal that we have to follow. Not follow, but we have to try to execute when we're supporting them. So I'll give you an example. I see a lot of NDIS participants have something around cooking or independence or money handling. So once we get an idea of what our supports look like, how do we break it down? Because we want to break down these goals, because we think it's really important that when we break down these goals, because remember, your supports is only accountable and the NDIS is only going to see your supports as accountable and important if you can show the relevance. And when I say the relevance of you doing swimming, because he might not actually have swimming in his NDIS goal, but Barry likes swimming so much and he feels like a fish in water, and it sparks joy for him. So Barry's NDIS goal. So let's go. Goal 1, let's just say the typical, I'm going to go cooking. It's so bloody obvious, isn't it? We'll go goal 2. I'm going to go money handling. Oh, this is so generic. I'm being really generic right now. Handling, bear with my writing. I don't write on boards for a living, but I thought I'll give this a crack because, why not? What have I got to lose, yeah? Goal 3, let's just say goal 3. So we got cooking, money handling. We'll go like independence. Shortcut that, yeah? These 3 here. Ta-da! All right, why these are important. So if you're going swimming, right, I'll give you an example, like how do I meet the goal, Sarah, of this NDIS goal of cooking? It might be that when you turn up to the house and you're having a chat to Barry, what's your day going to look like? Barry, while we're out at the supermarket today, do we need to pick up any ingredients for tonight's dinner? Because this is really important. Yep. And then you can write in your progress reports that today Barry, when we're at the supermarket, picked up a couple of vegetables for vegetable soup tonight that he's going to have. He succeeded this goal, or, he was able to determine the difference between a potato and a sweet potato. Even I stuff that up. Yeah. But like those type of things. But also he's picked up the vegetables, right? So we know that's the cooking, but then we got money handling. Barry gets up to the counter at his local Woolies and he's weighing his potatoes and his veggies, his carrots and all that stuff, and he's putting them in the bag. Then maybe Barry needs a bit of support. You and Barry are like talking about the next couple of steps. All right, we've got it's self-serve. Everything's bloody self-serve, yeah? So we got the self-serve screen. You're going through with Barry how you would order, like put all your veggies into a bag, ready to go. How we're like using the machine, the cash register, I should say, like, I don't know, like what do you call it? The self-serve, and how we're putting it in, and how he's feeding, say, $15 to the machine, into the self-serve register, I should say, Sarah, and how he's doing that, and he's pressing the right buttons. Is he getting receipts? Did he get everything off the list? That was one of his goals, remember? Money handling. And it might be number 3. It could be that he did this independently with very little verbal prompt, or maybe he did need a lot of verbal prompt. Don't know. It's Barry's world. We're the backstage crew in it. Yeah, he's the main character. He's got his main character energy here. But see how I was able to do that, and you can do that in swimming. You can meet and write to these NDIS goals within the programs that you're running, because it doesn't have to be traditional. It doesn't have to be the traditional that they have to have an NDIS goal that says that Barry has to go swimming. It could be that in swimming that he's doing the money handling at the cash register at the front of the swimming pool, and you're talking about this. And you're probably like, Sarah, why is it really important to talk about these goals in my progress reports and my progress notes and the reports? Because, guys, it is about lining it back up. Remember at the beginning of this, we want to retain our NDIS participants. We want them to do we want them to do programs and get out and about, and we want you to be number 1 at doing this. For this to happen, my friend, we need to write towards them in our progression notes. And from the information that you get from your progression notes, it might be like 12 weeks later, a NDIS support coordinator might go, hey, Sarah, I see that you've been doing swimming with Barry for the last 12 weeks. He's getting a plan review. Is there something you can give me, like an NDIS, say, progression report about how he's going and how he's meeting these goals with you when you guys are going swimming? But guys, you've already got the data. You've done 12 weeks of talking about in his progression notes all the things that he succeeded. So you're winning there because you'll be able to take that information and put it into a report. If you're stuck, remember, I've got progression reports in the classroom. If you're stuck, tag me, have a chat to me, slide into the DMs, and I'm happy to help you out. I write them quite a bit. In fact, I've come accustomed to them. And all I will say is that when it comes to progression notes or any reports, it's okay to write too much. Some people are like, oh, I think I wrote too much. I'll be honest with you. Sending a progression like notes or a report that's one sentence, I can tell you how many support coordinators would like to reach into their computer screens to access you and maybe rattle you by the neck because it's got nothing, like they can't work with that. Like, how are you meant to write for the NDIS reviews with support coordinators? You're giving them nothing to write with, but you're writing, and what you're putting out in these reports that you're generating for support coordinators also pays dividends because they can see the quality that you're putting into the supports you're giving that person. But also it shows that your attention to detail, and support coordinators, they love that stuff. They love your attention to detail, your perspective of how far they've come. They succeeded, like in week 1 when you went to the pool, Barry needed verbal prompts to pick out his wallet from his side of his pants to pay the person, to week 5 where you didn't even have to verbally prompt him. Barry just did it. See, that is us progressing. That is his NDIS goals progressing and changing, and he's changing as well, which is great. And they want you to write about it, yeah? Now, all the things that I've said, remember, I want you to circle back, right? I want you to circle back. I want you to start writing what this person is doing, why you're providing care to them. I wanted maybe like in a Canva or a Word document, an outline that, like at the beginning, I shouldn't have wiped that board. But at the beginning, your activity, your location, your pickup, your drop off, your time, the pool that you're going to, the personal items that you need, money required, a rough routine of what's going to happen at a certain time, because we know that not everybody can stay in a swimming pool for 2.5 hours, let's just say. It might be that you are in the swimming pool for a little bit. It might be that you go to your local, say, restaurant. It could even be a restaurant. You might go to a restaurant afterwards and have lunch. Who knows? The day is Barry's oyster. But we're writing this all down, but you're giving this information because remember, when you are doing, Barry turns back up at the house and you're supporting him because you've ended your, your shift. So I'll say support workers, that's a shift, yeah? When you've ended your shift with them, that means that you've got enough information to tell him what's happening next week, but also it's very clear because remember, the houses that people that we serve live in are sealed and they do have agencies, so we need to give them as much information as possible to make sure they succeed the next week. If they've got a diary on hand where they have a weekly diary, write in it, talk about it, follow up if you need to. These are important little details that make a huge difference to a person that we serve because we want them to get as much quality supports as possible. You putting yourself out there and doing the groundwork does pay dividends, and it means that they're going to contact you less because you've given them all the information they need before Barry, gets into your car, before Barry gets to the pool, that everybody knows what's expected and what's happening. But also the information that you gather from that day and you're writing your progression notes, you are succeeding NDIS goals, and that is the aim of the game. I hope this has helped you guys tonight. Slide in down below if it has, if there's more information you wish me to talk about. All ears. I've got this. All right. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now, guys.